Hello and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we'll be learning about the sweep command itself. We have already covered certain options of sweep command. Now in today's video, this will be the final lecture of sweep, in which we'll be understanding the scaling function of sweep command. Okay, now before we start with the scaling function, I do want you to know at least how to take the perimeter and the area of the face, okay, if it is required for that particular object. So let us start with the construction of the geometry. So here I'm going to create a sketch on the top plane. So I'm starting my sketch on the top plane, and if you want to follow along, you can follow along with this video. Now here I'm creating a center rectangle, that is rectangle from the center, okay, at the origin of size, suppose 350 by 350, okay, or let's say of size 350 by 150. So you can define your rectangle in any particular size you want to. Now I'll click on finish, and now I'll create a line, a sketch in the front plane. There is one more way of creating a line. If you know that way, you can just comment in the comment section below, so that I can see how well versed you are with the knowledge of NX. Now here I am creating a line of length 300. Now I'll click on finish. So now I have two sketches. So here I have a rectangle, okay, of a particular size, and I also have a line of length 300. Let's go to surface tab. Let's go to sweep. Now in the previous videos, we have already understood about orientation and other parts. So here I am selecting the connected curve rule, selecting the rectangle itself, and here in guide curve, I am selecting the line. So now what I am getting is this particular rectangle following this particular guide, and this can be simply created using we can simply create this by using even the basic command like extrude. Okay. Now here in scaling, we have scale factor. In scaling constant, we have scale factor. If I choose the scale factor of 2, so it will double up the scaling. Okay. If I choose the scale factor of 1, it will come back to original size. Okay. So here if I choose 2, so then the 350 will become 700, and that 150 will become 300. Okay. That is how you can understand this. Okay. If I choose 0.5, then the 350 will become half of that, and 150 will become half of that. Okay. So in place of constant, we also have one more option called blending function, in which we can define the starting scale and the ending scale. Okay, so let's say the starting scale of 1 and the ending scale of 0.5. Now again, we can decide between linear and cubic functions. Okay, we can decide between those two things. Then other than that, we have various other options: a point, area law, perimeter law. So let us understand the next option called area law. Okay, now to understand this option called area law, so first I'll go for constant, I'll click OK. Now let us figure out the area and perimeter of this face. Now to do so, I'll go to analysis, I'll go to measure command. Let me know if you want a specific video explaining measure command. Okay, I can create that video either in Hindi or in English based on your request. So if you want to learn measure command in detail, you can just let me know. Now here I'm going to select single face, and once my face is selected, I can see there is an area, okay, and there is a perimeter. Now because we have defined a proper size, the area and perimeter is a proper value. So here, let's say I'll open Notepad, and I'll place my area here and my perimeter here. Okay, so very simple. If you want to figure out the area of a rectangle, because it's a very simple rectangle. So if you want to figure out the area of the rectangle, the formula is length into width. Okay, so let us calculate that once. So I'll just go to calculator. So the length of my rectangle is 350 into the width of my rectangle is 150. So what I'm getting is the correct area. So you can see the area of the rectangle is correct. Perimeter is sum of all sides. So that means 350 plus 350 plus 150 plus 150. So that is 1000 what I'm getting. Okay, so that is sum of all the sides. So here 50 to 500 is the area in square mm, and 1000 is the perimeter. Okay, so now we know the area and perimeter of the object. So now what I can do is I can go to the scaling factor and choose, let's say, the first option called area law. Now here in area law, let's say I'll put the default area, that is 50 to 500. So this is how it's going to look like. Now here I can reduce the area by half. So if I change the area by half, this is how the effect is going to be. So changing the area by half, that is making it 25,000, doesn't have a very drastic effect on the geometry normally, because area is a multiplication of length into width. So technically, for getting 25,000, the length and width need to be changed with a very small margin, okay, as compared to what we are changing in terms of area. Okay, so here we can again change the area back to 50 to 500. Now in place of constant, we also have linear option. So here in linear, I can define this as the start area, and let's say define this as the end area. Okay, you can also define the end area of 0. So you can get a kind of a dome shape here. So this is one more way of creating a dome inside NX. Then again, we have cubic function. So cubic means it will be smoother. Linear means it will be straight. Now, other than area law, we also have perimeter law, where the perimeter need to be entered. So here the perimeter is 1000. If I make the perimeter half, technically the entire thing is going to become half, because perimeter is sum of all the sides. Okay, so here in place of constant, I can choose linear, and here if I put 0, this will be more like a pyramid shape. Okay, again I can here choose cubic or linear to get different output. Okay, so let us now try to create a drill bit using this particular command itself. Okay, using this particular option, not particularly this option, using the sweep command itself to sum up everything inside sweep. Now, to start with the creation of drill bit, what I'm going to do is I can start with a new sketch. Okay, I am starting with a new file, and what I'm doing here is I'm creating a sketch on the front plane. Now my sketch will contain a circle, which will be the diameter of my drill bit. For example, the drill bit dia, what I want is 10 mm. So here I'm creating a circle of dia 10. Okay, and here I want to create one more circle on the right side, and this will be the diameter of the flute. So here let's say my diameter of the flute is also 10. So I'm creating a circle of dia 10, and on the right side I'm creating one more circle of 10. I'm making both the circles horizontally aligned. Okay, along with that, the center to center distance I'm setting to 7. You can decide whatever dimensions you want to. If you know the exact cross section of a drill bit, you can even create the exact cross section of the drill bit. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to create the cross section of the drill bit. Okay, so now what I'll do, I'll mirror this particular arc on the other side, and then I'll use trim command to get rid of this extra shape. Okay, now I'll click on finish, and this is something which I have created so far. Okay, so that is a simple shape. Okay, now I need to define what will be the exact length of my drill bit. Okay, so I have to only create 1/3 of that. Okay, so for example, I want my drill bit to be of a particular length. So let's say I'm creating a line here in y-axis, and the line is exactly 18 mm long. So let's say I want my drill bit to be 60 mm long. Okay, the flute area to be 60 mm long. So here I'm going to create a line of 20 mm. Okay, so here I have created a line of 20 mm. Okay, now what I can do is I can go to surface tab, I can go to swept command. Here I can choose connected curve. Let's say this is my curve. Okay, or else you can even create a line longer. For example, minus 60 mm directly. So no need of going with a smaller length. Okay, now I'll go for swept command. Here I'll choose connected curve. Here I'll choose single curve. Okay, and this is what is normally happening. Now in orientation, I'll choose angular law. Okay, and here I'll choose linear. So the start angle is 0, end angle is 360, means one turn, one complete turn. So I want, let's say, 2 turns. So I'll give 360 into 2. So here I'll get 2 complete turns in that particular length. So if this is enough, you can click OK, and this is how you can create a proper shape. So this is how you can make the section twist along the path. Okay, and once you are happy with this particular cross section, then what I can do is I can then create a cylindrical shank in the back. Okay, and the conical front. Okay, now to get both of those shapes, what I can do, I can create a sketch, let's say on the same plane behind, and here I'll create a circle. Okay, this particular part is going to be important because this will be the finishing part of the drill bit, and here I'm creating an extrude, let's say of length 40, and this will be the shank portion. Okay, and this is all united. Okay, so this is already united. So if I hide my sketch, and if I hide this sketch as well, you can notice this is all united. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to have a smoother exit onto the shank. So I can go to the more tab. Okay, here inside the home, more tab, and I can choose spear option or spear command. Now using the spear command, what I can do is I can choose this arc option. I can select this arc. Okay, I'll show my sketch first. Yeah, now I can select this arc. I can see the result, how exactly the result is forming, and then I can use this particular thing to subtract with my cylinder. Okay, so that is one of the way. Okay, other ways you can actually create an arc and then you can revolve it. Okay, so that way also it will work. But for using that ways, you have to make sure it is set to none. The extrude is set to none. So here, these are two different bodies now. Now I'll go for, again, sphere, the arc option. I'll select this. Let's choose subtract with this body and let's see the result. So this is how it is looking, which is not very acceptable, but it is fine for now. Okay, it is fine for now. This will work for now. So you can either create something like this, or you can create entirely in a different shape. So if you want to know how to get the smoother exits, so you can let me know. I can create a separate video on that. Okay, so for now I'm not going to create a smoother exit over here. So here I'm again keeping this to united. Okay, and this is how I have created this particular part of the drill bit. Now let us focus on creating the front part. Now to create the front part, I can create a sketch here, and the sketch will be a line from this endpoint at an angle. So this angle will be very important. So let's say I want the angle of 120 degree between the bits. So here I am going to define 60 degree, and the length is not important. So you can keep the length as long as you want. I can click on finish. I can choose to revolve this, okay, along this axis. Okay, and here I can choose open profile smart volume. I want to subtract the outer portion. Okay, so here I can try to see the result. Yeah, this is fine. Now I'll click OK. I have created a separate video on open profile smart volume. If you want to know more about it, you can definitely view that particular video to get better details. Okay, so this is how you can use the sweep command in order to create a basic drill bit if you wish to. Okay, so I hope you understand how you can get different results using sweep, and I hope you can create certain geometries like this with using sweep. So this is all for the sweep series, and again we'll continue with creating different shapes, different diagrams. Okay, so please join along and follow the journey of learning NX. Thank you very much. Have a great day.